Hello and welcome to another spiritual learning video. Today we're going to go over shamanism. It is a religious practice that has emerged in many cultures throughout history and is often associated with indigenous and tribal societies. It is characterized by the belief that shamans have the power to heal the sick, communicate with spirits, and escort souls to the afterlife. Shamanism is not an organized religion, and practitioners use a variety of techniques to enter a trance state, such as movement, singing, chanting, drumming, prayer, music, ingesting psychedelic herbs, extreme physical exertion, ritual alcohol consumption. Shamanism is an ancient healing tradition and, moreover, a way of life. It is a way to connect with nature and all creation. The word shaman originated from the Tungus tribe in Siberia. Anthropologists coined the term and have used it to refer to the spiritual and ceremonial leaders among indigenous cultures worldwide. The word shamanism can be used to describe the ancient spiritual practices of these indigenous cultures. Clearly, the countless similarities between various ancient traditions play a role in the continual generalization of the word. Over the past few decades, the term shamanism has been popularized throughout the Western world, especially in New Age circles. Today, it can be difficult to distinguish between traditional forms of shamanism and modernized. One can view it as the universal spiritual wisdom inherent to all indigenous tribes. As all ancient spiritual practices are rooted in nature, shamanism is the method by which we as human beings can strengthen that natural connection. Shamanism stems from nature itself. Shamanic practices tap into the power Mother Earth has to offer, and the ancient indigenous teachings are derived from the simple truths of nature. Shamanism is not only concerned with the health of an individual, but with also the health of an entire community. This includes all people, plants, animals, and all of life. Daily spiritual practices allow for the continued and exponential growth of both body and soul. The goal is to create internal and external harmony with all creation. Learning to approach and connect with sacred places is an intrinsic part of shamanism. By honoring natural wonders such as rivers, lakes, mountains, and caves, we reawaken and invigorate the energy of the land. Ceremonies to honor spirits of nature help promote harmony and balance. The path of shamanism never ends. It is believed that as long as the ceremonies continue, the world will go on. It is generally agreed upon that shamanism originated among hunting and gathering cultures and that it persisted within some herding and farming societies after the origins of agriculture. It is often found in conjunction with animism, a belief system in which the world is home to a plethora of spirit beings that may help or hinder human endeavors. Opinions differ as to whether the term may be applied to all religious systems in which a central personage is believed to have direct intercourse with the transcendent world that permits him or her to act as a healer, diviner, and the like. Since such interaction is generally reached through an ecstatic or trance state, and because these are psychosomatic phenomena that may be brought about at any time by persons with the ability to do so. The essence of shamanism lies not in the general phenomenon, but in specific notions, actions, and objects connected with trance. Shamanism, as practiced in Northern Asia, is distinguished by its special clothing, accessories, and rites, as well as by the specific worldview connected with them. North Asiatic shamanism in the 19th century, which is generally taken as the classic form, was characterized by these following traits. Number 1, a society accepts that there are spiritualists who are able to communicate directly with the transcendent world and who are thereby also possessed of the ability to heal and to divine. Such individuals are held to be a great use to society in dealing with the spirit world. Number 2, a given shaman is usually known for certain mental characteristics, such as an intuitive, sensitive, or eccentric personality. This may be accompanied by some physical defect, such as an extra finger or toe, or more than normal complement of teeth. 3. Shamans are also believed to be assisted by an active spiritual being or group thereof. They may also have a passive guardian spirit present in the form of an animal or a person of another sex. 4. The exceptional abilities and the consequent social role of the shaman are believed to be the result from a choice made by one or more supernatural beings. The one who is chosen, often an adolescent, may resist this calling, sometimes for years. Torture by the spirits, appearing in the form of physical or mental illness, breaks the resistance of the shaman candidate, and he or she has to accept the vocation. 5. The initiation of a shaman, depending on the belief system, may happen on a transcendent level or on a realistic, or sometimes on both, one after the other. While the candidate lies as if dead in a trance state, the body is cut up to pieces by the spirits of the yonder world or is submitted to a similar trial. The spirit's reasoning for cutting up the body is to see whether it has more bones than the average person. After awakening, a rite of symbolic initiation, such as climbing the world tree, is occasionally performed. 6. By obtaining a trance state at will, the shaman is believed to be able to communicate directly with the spirits. This is accomplished by allowing the soul to leave the body to enter the spirit realm or by acting as a mouthpiece for the spirit being, somewhat like a medium. 7. One of the distinguishing traits of shamanism is the combat of two shamans in the form of an animal, often reindeer or horned cattle. The combat rarely has a stated purpose, but it is a deed they feel compelled to do. The outcome of the combat means well-being for the victor and destruction for the loser. 8. In going into trance, as well as in mystical combat and healing ceremonies, the shaman uses certain objects, such as drumsticks, headgear, gown, metal rattler, mirror, and staff. The specific materials and shapes of these instruments are useful for identifying the types and species of shamanism and following their development. 9. Characteristics, folklore, and shaman songs have come into being as improvisations on traditional formulas used to lure or intimidate animals. Some selection of these or similar traits may be found among traditional cultures everywhere in the world. Such traits, however, do not necessarily indicate that a culture is shamanistic. As the central personalities in such systems, sorcerers, medicine men, or healers, have obtained their position through deliberate study and the application of rational knowledge. Although they perform ceremonies, hold positions of authority, and possess magical abilities, the structure and quality of their transcendental activities are entirely different from that of the shaman. Shamans differ greatly in quality and in the degree of expertise and adaptiveness. Hence, shamans may be classified into 3 groups: great, intermediate, and least, according to their powers. Thank you for joining us for another spiritual learning video and learning all about the shamans with us. If you like this kind of content, please check out our spiritual learning playlist for more. And if you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. We'll see you next week.